Welcome into Mavericks. Today we'll get into the latest news and rumors in just a moment. This is why you subscribe to the channel, because the offseason is here, the rumors are hot, and we've covered it all here on this channel. So go ahead and subscribe, youtube.com/MavsTV. I think we're like 200 subs away from 18,000. Who says we can't get there today? Not me. I believe in you guys. Hit that sub button for free daily videos. All right, so let's get into the latest headlines, news, and rumors. Mark Stein, who's covered the Mavs in the NBA for a long time, reported earlier today that Dallas is unlikely to use its $10.9 million trade exception, which expires on June 27th. Here's more from what he said, and then I'll give some of my thoughts here. Here's Stein. The Mavericks' looming acquisition of Christian Wood through the first major trade of the offseason makes it far less likely, according to one source, that they will utilize the $10.9 million trade exception at their disposal through June 27th, which they created by trading Josh Richardson to Boston in July of 2021, which is brutal because you trade J-Rich and you get nothing out of it. Enticing as it surely is for them to think about absorbing a quality wing player into the exception at a negligible outgoing cost, Dallas will be a luxury tax team next season for the first time since the team's championship season in 2010-11, making any incoming salary more costly. Here's the deal, though. These trade exceptions are like free assets. I mean, yes, you're going to be in the luxury tax, but you know what? That's the cost of being a contender. I mean, that's kind of what it comes down to. And this trade exception is one of your best remaining assets left, to be honest. I mean, you got a 2025 and a 2027 first-round pick, and sure, you got guys like Tim Hardaway Jr., but you could pair this trade exception and maybe a future piece to go get a decent quality rotation player that could start or come off the bench. Some guys that could fit into this trade exception, these are like real players, guys that can actually give you something. Alec Burks, who has been rumored to be on the trade market this offseason, is the next look to hopefully shed some salary. Talen Horton-Tucker could be a guy on the move from Los Angeles. Alex Caruso, one of the best on-ball defenders in the NBA, also a decent ball handler. He would fit into it as Chicago looks to make some moves. Dario Saric could be a backup big into that trade exception. Seth Curry's contract fits into the exception. I don't think Brooklyn would trade him, but the point being is you can get real players that fit into that exception if you entice them. I mean, I'll be honest. I would trade a 2027 first and that exception for Seth Curry. I'd do it. Like, seriously, I would absolutely do that if I was Nico Harrison. Now, I get it. The clock's ticking. June 27th is close. And, you know, I'm not going to whine and bitch if they don't get something out of that asset. But at the same time, it's like, I don't think the approach would just be like, we'll just let it go. Like, let's get on the phone and see what we can do with this almost $11 million exception before it expires. All right, out of these five guys we took a look at here, pick one to trade for with that trade exception. Type AB for Alec Burks, type THT for Talen Horton-Tucker, type AC for Alex Caruso, type DS for Dario Saric, or you can type SC for Seth Curry, which that would be fantastic. The circle would be complete. The trade exception from the Josh Richardson trade to Boston would bring you back Seth Curry, which he should have never been moved in the first place. More Mavs news and rumors to get to, but another reminder that we will be live for the NBA draft this Thursday, June 23rd at, I think the draft starts at 7 Central Time, so we'll probably go live at 5 Central. That has not been finalized, but somewhere in there, subscribe, turn on notifications over at Chat Sports, because that's the channel we'll be on, and you won't miss any of it. youtube.com/ChatSportsTV. It is free. Analysis of every single pick coming from myself and Chase Sr. And if the Mavs are active on draft night, whether it's with a pick or a trade or something else, maybe they trade back into round 2 or something like that, we'll have you covered. Go subscribe to Chat Sports. All right, I did want to talk about the headline of the day in the NBA. I don't think it really impacts the Mavs here, but you never know. Kyrie Irving leaving Brooklyn. Could that be the case? Charania reports earlier today that Irving and the Nets are basically at a standstill. And let me first say, no! Absolutely, that's the answer. I know you're going to ask me, should the Mavs, Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic? No. I don't want Kyrie Irving to team up with Luka Doncic. That is not an option. The report is that contract negotiations have stalled out, basically, in that it looks like Irving could hit the open market. Now, he's got a player option for this upcoming season, so we'll see what he decides on that, just shy of $37 million. the bottom line is the guy's unreliable, and that's vaccine status aside. He's been unreliable his entire career. Don't believe me? A couple years ago, missed 52 games. Oh, he was super healthy last year, only missed 18. Yeah, it's still a quarter of the season. This past year, 53 games because of his vax status. And if you want to say, yeah, but those are lifted, and that's the only problem. No, he's only played over 60 games 4 times in his 11-year career. Whatever the issue is, injuries, remember a couple years ago he'd go on those sabbaticals of, I just don't feel like playing this week. Personal reasons is why I'm out. You can't trust the guy. I mean, that's the bottom line. He's a great player. He's a fantastic talent. He was clutch as hell in that finals that the Cavs won, but that's looking so much into the past at this point. I mean, he flamed out in Boston. They didn't want him. His 3 years in Brooklyn have been a failure in terms of what the expectations were. This is not a guy you bring in at this point. I don't want to use the term, but he's kind of a locker room cancer. I mean, that's kind of what you got here in Kyrie Irving. Now, I'd rather have him than Russell Westbrook, but, I don't want Russ either. That's kind of my whole point. So before anyone asks, I just wanted to get it out there. I don't want Kyrie Irving. We'll see where he plays. Sounds like the Lakers, which makes sense with LeBron, Clippers, and Knicks could be among the teams that are interested. But I'll ask you, maybe you disagree. Should the Mavs pursue Kyrie? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I say hell no. Let me know what you guys think. Y for yes, N for no, HN for hell no. All right, please subscribe, and because you get my hot takes, I'll give you the truth, at least how I see it here on Mavericks Today. We're allowed to disagree on this show. That's how we rock it. Offseason news, rumors, they're heating up. The draft is this week, which probably won't impact the Mavs, but it could. Free agency gets going next week. Trade rumors are still out there. Subscribe today. Don't miss a video here on Dallas Mavericks Today. Oh, I know you guys were just begging for me to break down the Mavs Summer League schedule. Well, I read your mind. That's what we're going to do here on Mavericks Today, as the Summer League schedule has been released. All-time Central Time, by the way. Chicago Bulls on July 8th, 3 o'clock Central. The Utah Jazz, 9 o'clock. Phoenix Suns the next night at 9 o'clock. The Milwaukee Bucks at 6 o'clock. And then TBD for that next game. Producer Jeffrey Cooperstein said he's going to be in Vegas during a couple of these games. Which game is it, Coop? Bucks game, and then the TBD. He might go scout some Mavs Summer League games. So we'll see what happens on that front. Will you watch the Summer League? I'll be honest, not the Mavs. Doesn't look like they're going to have a pick. We'll see. I'll watch a little, keep you guys informed with everything going on. Type W for watch. Type DC for not District of Columbia. For just don't care. I mean, that's just how this goes. W for watch, DC for don't care. Let us know. We'll see you next time here on Mavericks Today.